So you join me at the bottom of the garden, and in this video we're going to be looking at the area where we're going to have the decking and the structure, and we're mainly going to be looking at holes in the ground. So let's have a look right now. That's what I'm talking about, and most of this video, like I said, will be looking at this view, but we'll have an interesting conversation about this area because we've come down the path ends here, and then we've got this flat area which is going to be a structure, and I've talked about this in lots and lots of videos, and I've finally come to some sort of conclusion about exactly what I want and how it's going to work, because we need to have an area level from this part of the path going across to that part of the path, which then goes back down the garden that way. And I want some sort of enclosure so that I'm not constantly getting bombarded by bird droppings from the trees above, and give some shelter when it rains. And also it'll be a nice platform to look out the view of the fields in that direction, and then a nice view down the garden in this direction. And we're mainly going to be looking at holes in this video, and I want your sort of ideas about my plans and if you think they'll work or not. So the plan is, I've dug lots of holes, but we're going to have a structure from that hole there. So there'll be a post going up here, there'll be a post coming up here, and then there'll be a post in that hole and that hole. So we've got 4 large posts which will be upright, and we'll have a structure with a roof on the top, and then going around it at this angle to here, going across this part of the path, going round, we'll have a decking area. So obviously these posts I'm going to put here, and there's going to be space for the overhang for the roof to come out this way and also that way, because I thought I could have a bigger structure going vertically with posts maybe here, but then I'd end up hitting this tree. So I've got to think about that. And also I don't want to be too overbearing with the actual overhang of the roof coming down, so over the path too much and into the plants too much. So I've brought the structure in a bit, so it's in this hole here and that hole there and across there and there. So we'll have basically a rectangle shape, and I've ordered some big posts to go in the holes. And I'm going to treat them first with some bitumen paint, and then we're going to put them in the ground. There's about 80-90 centimetres in the ground, and obviously connect it with some wood at the top as well, and then we'll build a roof on top of it. And I want to know whether you think that'll be strong enough and deep enough. I think it should be, because it's not like a fence post where it needs to be really deep because you're going to have all the winds blowing it. This is going to be a 3D shape, so it should support itself. So I'm going to put them into the ground. I've dug the holes pretty deep, and they've already started filling with water. So these holes are 80 centimetres deep. Well, this one's 80 centimetres deep. And the plan is to put the post in and then put concrete around it, pour concrete around it, and then sort of haunch it up around the sides. And the first hole I did is actually deeper. I was thinking I need to do it like a quarter in, but then I realised I don't need it that deep. I shouldn't need it that deep if I'm sort of making it into a gazebo-style structure rather than just a fence. So this one, although it doesn't look deep, that's over 90 centimetres deep, and it's more than half full of water. And that is just the level of the water at this time of year. It's a bit of rainwater, but it's mainly just the water table. That's how high it is. So you can go all the way down there. You can see my reflection in the water. So the plan is to put the posts in, but then for the other posts that are going to hold the deck in, so we'll have, if I move back without falling in a hole, you can see, so we'll have a big strong post here and there, and then we've got 2 more post holes here just to support the decking, so that only go like a foot or so tall, and then a further fifth one over there. So I have a big, long, strong piece of wood, sort of 4 meters, 4.5 meters going across here, supported by the 2 deep, big, thick posts, and then some smaller 4x4 posts in the other 3 holes. And my question is, should I set those posts in the ground, in these, or should I just fill these holes completely with concrete, flatten the top, the concrete, and then rest the posts that are going to support the decking here, so that in the future, if I wanted, if it was rotted, I could replace those posts much easier because it's on the surface rather than being dug into the ground. Do you think that would work? Obviously, my big posts, the 4 big posts, will be set in the ground, because I don't think I could realistically have them perched at ground level. Because these posts I've just ordered for the big holes, these are 3.6 meters in length, because they're going to go in the ground like 80-90 centimeters, and then we're going to have about 30 centimeters of decking, and then obviously I need 2 meters clearance for my head height, and then I might have to cut off the top, but I need a good length for the full height of the structure. And they're going to be 150 mil by 150 mil, so 15 centimeter or 6 by 6 inch posts. So they're quite chunky posts, square ones, that will go in here, and they'll be really, really strong. And obviously they'll attach the backboard going across there, which will be where I put my joist hangers on, so that we have the wood going across to be basically the foundations for the decking boards that will go across this way. I hope that makes sense. So that'll be my main big strong piece of wood supporting all the decking. And then at this side, again, we've got the deep big hole there and there. And I've started just digging some shallower holes here that'll support another big piece of wood going here. And I have the main decking going across here. And then to connect the paths, so we've got that path there, that path there. Obviously you've got the decking, you've got one big vertical post here, but the rest of it is flat, so you'll be able to walk from there, go into the path there. So not that hole, sorry. That hole's where the big vertical post is, so you'll be able to have clearance to just walk around here. And then, like I said, the big piece of wood will go across there, support the decking foundations, and then these extra holes which cover the path. So we've got one there, there, there. There's a big post. There's another one there, another one there. So I'll put an image on screen of what this shape will look like. I'll just build another piece of framing to go behind here and carry on the decking going across, and then the decking will be cut at an angle on this side. So we have the line of decking going across this way. So we won't. We have the line of decking going across this way because the underneath foundations will be going across. I think I'm waffling a bit here, but basically, yeah, I've been thinking for ages about how am I going to do this, what shape it's going to be, and making sure that I have space for the 3D structure when we build it up and we have the eaves coming down, the slanted part of the roof. I don't need it too close to all the plants, otherwise you won't see the roof and it'll be too congested. So it's going to be smaller. So from that big post to that big post, it's about 2.7 meters. And then the deck will extend again that way by another sort of nearly a meter. So it's about 3.5 meters deck width by a good 4.5 meters from there going across to there. So it's a decent size, and I think it'd be nice to have the seats sort of in this area so you can see over the fields and see down the garden, and without disrupting the flow for this path. So the path can go here, as in you can walk across the decking without any furniture in the way. And because I've got these posts here, the decking will go across like that, so you won't see all this rubbish here. And there will be a bit of a step up, so when you're going from the path onto the decking. Obviously, you've got to step onto that, but I'll make it so it's not too high, so it won't need proper steps to go up. Maybe like one step onto the deck and go across the decking, one step off, and again go down the garden down there. So that's the plan for this area, and I promise you this is the last video where I just talk about this area of the garden without doing much. Yes, I've dug lots of holes, but you can't see any sort of exciting woodwork or foundations yet. So in the next video, I will actually be putting the posts in the ground and making sure it's square. So I've got some framing wood. First of all, I will make that into a square to make sure my corners are at right angles, so we get it nice and square. And then once I'm happy with that and making sure my holes are exactly in the right places, then I'll put my big 3.6 metre posts in each corner. I'll brace it with some other wood so it doesn't fall over, and then backfill it with some concrete. And hopefully it'll be nice and strong, and then we can build the deck frame around it, put the decking on, build a roof, and job's done. Obviously, it's easier said than done. It's going to take a lot of time for me because it's not something I do all the time. This is not my profession. And it's quite a lot of heavy wood, especially for these big posts to get down the garden. And then building something with some angles that are going to work out for the roof. So that should be fun. And then probably we'll have composite decking here as well. So it's easiest to maintain and it should last longer. I know I'm going to put posts in the ground, but they're big meaty posts that should last at least, hopefully at least 15 or so, maybe 25 years in the ground if I protect it well. A smaller post for the rest of the decking, I know it doesn't last too long, but I'm going to treat it with like the bitumen paint. And like I said, I can either pour concrete in the holes and then have the post sat on the concrete, or I can bury the posts in the concrete, which will be easier to level and stuff, but it will mean they're more likely to rot. So let me know in the comments below what you think is the best approach and if I've missed anything major from my ideas. So thank you for watching this interesting, if not brief video of what I'm going to do down the garden, rambling on. And I'll just leave you with a view on this quite mild day down the bottom of the garden. Thank you for watching.